Hello, welcome back to our vlog. This is part 2 of our Mexico trip. This is the trip we booked 5 days before we left, and also the trip, just as a reminder, where the microphone had the wrong wire, so we lost the audio for these parts. We are at the Fives Beach Resort in Playa del Carmen. If you haven't seen part 1, I will link it down below for you. And here I am in the bathroom doing a check-in during the trip, the middle of the trip, and I was just showing you the robe that comes in the room. Let me know if you wear those down below. And then we are off to lunch at the health food restaurant at the Fives. It is, I think, considered like a natural restaurant, and it was the only one that was like kind of more like a beachside kind of outdoor restaurant. It didn't have air conditioning. It didn't really have walls, so you kind of just were sitting a little bit by the pool, and they had a variety of different foods, and I think everything had like no added sugar, and it was a lot of vegetarian and vegan options. So we went and checked that out. I thought it was really great. I don't know how everyone else felt. And then here is where it started raining. We did not check the weather report before we left because really I don't know what we would have done about it, but we had a bit of rain every single day of our trip. This was in June, and we used this opportunity to just kind of like take a break from being outside, and I read a lot during this time, so it was great for me, but it would usually clear up pretty quick. So here is some live music, and this is the night we went to the French restaurant. This restaurant was quite a bit nicer than most of the other. I mean, they're all pretty nice, but this one felt kind of fancy, so I kind of wish I had thought to have my family bring like some nice clothes for this specific dinner. So that is a note. If you are planning on going to this resort, or maybe a different all-inclusive resort that has a more high-end restaurant option, if you want. I know that some of the families were very nicely dressed for this specific dinner, whereas the other restaurants, there was a lot more like t-shirts and shorts and whatnot, but it was fine. They did not say anything about our clothing, and they let us in, and the food was good, and we had a lovely time at dinner. And of course, we also had to have some dessert, and I got a little cocktail this time, like a dessert cocktail, which was so nice. Every night at the resort, they offer like a live music option. I think some people might dance. And so after we had dinner, we went and enjoyed the live music. The next day we decided to have a beach day, and we wanted to rent one of the Bali beds. Now, I had watched a bunch of YouTube videos before we left, and everyone had said the Bali beds were $75 to rent, and when we went it was $175, so that was a big shock to me, but I had already said that we were going to go, so we went with it. The day we went, they were cooking paella at the beach, which is what you're shown here. When you rent one of these beds, the server actually will take your food order and bring it to you, so you don't have to wait in any of the lines. They will also bring your drink. They're also supposed to give you like some bottle service, but we ended up not getting that. Also, I wanted to say you want to get there early and get a Bali bed that's on the beach, because we did one that was by the pool and it was not as relaxing. And I did see this adorable animal on my way back though, so I wanted to show you that as well because it is so cute. After the beach, we went to our room and hung out for a while. We all got a little bit too much sun that day. And then later on in the evening, we went to check out the gin bar, which was my favorite bar at the Fives. That passion fruit cocktail was my absolute favorite cocktail there, and I think you could only get it there at the gin bar. And then we went and checked out the little food that they were making in the plaza. We got that pretty much every night too, and then we headed to the Italian restaurant for dinner this evening, and this was my favorite restaurant of the resort. Mind you, while we were at the resort, the Thai food restaurant and the Japanese restaurant were both closed for remodeling, which was a huge bummer because I would have liked to try both of those. But of all the restaurants, we were able to try. The Italian restaurant was my favorite. The service was really spectacular. The food was really good. And then this is the only time where we have done like the traditional Italian way of ordering like an appetizer, salad, the pasta course, and a meat course, and the dessert course, because it's all inclusive. So, we lived it up. And of course, if you don't finish anything, that's okay. Just, it's nice to be able to try all the different dishes. So the next day they were doing events for Global Wellness Day, and we had signed up for a drink making class, but I didn't realize it was basically a class where you were making like a vessel for your drink. So they actually have these available for purchase at the beach, where you can get your frozen cocktail in like a pineapple or a coconut that has a little cute face on the outside. So they were teaching us how to make those. The only issue is it was mostly in the sunshine. There was not a ton of shade for the participants, and we also were right next to a fire where they were going to be grilling lunch, so it was kind of taxing for us, but we pulled through and we did it, and we actually got second place, which was very cool. And in a second you'll see a picture of our creation, and the prize was that you could go take your little fruit guy and go get it filled up with a drink. So that was a fun little activity we got to do. Here's our finished product, and we actually had signed up for a cooking class after this, but when we walked over there they hadn't set up yet, and we were so hot from this first class that we opted to not go to that class. So we went back to our room. On the way we saw this huge lizard guy. He's amazing, and he was just not moving. So this day I got to do a collab with the spa at the Fives, and I only took my phone with me because I didn't know what all we were going to be doing, and I put my phone inside of a waterproof case, and that's how I was able to take these videos. And I did wait for there to not be any people around when I was taking these because I wanted to respect everyone's privacy. But I did the hydrotherapy, which had the steam room as well as this sauna room, and then I did get a massage, which was amazing. It was so relaxing, and she even braided my hair at the end of the massage, so it was all done for me when I got up from the massage, which was so nice. It was so kind of her. And at the end they even put you in a room where you got to do like warm compresses on your body. It was an amazing experience, and I highly recommend if you're able to visit the spa. It is extra, but it was very lovely. They also sent over some nice gift items when they found out I was making content at their resort. So we got a bottle of sparkling wine as well as this bowl of fruit, and the kids just devoured the fruit. And here is dinner. We went back to the Mexican restaurant this night, and it was much better because the air conditioner was fixed, and I only showed the items that I don't think we had the first time. So this isn't everything we had, but I just wanted to show you the items that you haven't already seen. It was a much better experience. We enjoyed it. And then after this, we called it a night. The next day, we got another really sweet gift. It was a bottle of red wine and then a cheese and fruit charcuterie plate. It was so nice, and we absolutely loved it. Just FYI, I stopped recording when we went to the pools and the beach because I just didn't want to bring my phone and my camera along, since I had already shown you some of the beach and pool. And then we headed this day to lunch at Sea Olive, which is really nice. It was probably my favorite lunch spot. It was delicious food and obviously lovely service as we were getting everywhere. Oh, this day, they asked me what I wanted to drink, and I said something fruity, and so they brought me two drinks, which was so sweet. And I really do miss just having the option to do all those things. And then that night we went back to the Italian restaurant. It was such a nice time. We were hoping to get the same waiter, but we got a different waiter, but they were so nice. They gave my daughter this balloon bunny rabbit, which was so cute, and it was her friend for the duration of the dinner. We also took it back to our room with us. And then as with the other night, the food was delicious, and we really enjoyed everything, and the whole ambiance. Everything was wonderful. So this was a wonderful dinner, and we enjoyed it very much. It was our last dinner at the resort, and that was the conclusion of our last day at the resort. After dinner, we went back to our room and packed because in the morning they sent someone to grab our luggage so they could get it ready to put on our transport. We did head to the breakfast buffet to get one last breakfast before we went. Honestly, they scheduled our transport super early, and I don't know that that was really necessary. We spent a lot of time in the Cancun airport, and it was very hot, and we were very sweaty. I'm so glad we ate before because we did not feel like eating there. Hey y'all, it's our last day here. We're all packed up and checked out of the room, and we are about to head up onto our shuttle and go to the airport. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, which is so early for us, but I will recap the trip once we get home.
As well as our 1K global service customers, we do sincerely appreciate your loyalty. Aircraft is equipped with Wi-Fi. It's available for $10, or if you're a
Hello, I'm checking in after our Mexico trip. We've actually been back for quite some time. We came back and it was my son's birthday, and ever since then it has just been a lot around here. So I'm checking in with a little recap. The Fives Beach Resort was great for us. It was our first time at an all-inclusive resort, and it was a good one for us because it was smaller. I know like there are resorts like mega resorts in Mexico that have, you know, dozens and dozens of buildings and tons to do and adjoining properties, and I think that would have been too overwhelming for us as people who had not experienced it before. So while I guess the choices were more limited, it helped a lot with our inexperience, and like also I think it helps with decision fatigue. Like if there's only a few things to do at any given time, then it's easy to be like, oh, do you want to do thing A or thing B, as opposed to like if there's 50 things to do, then I might get in a little spiral researching each one and trying to figure out what is the best. So it worked really well for us. It was really nice. The staff was amazing. Everyone was super kind, really accommodating, and overall it was a wonderful experience. The humidity was a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. We are not used to it. We are from California, and when people tell you it's a dry heat, like I never knew how to appreciate that before, but now I do. And I do like the dry heat as opposed to the humidity. It is a lot easier for me to deal with. We are more used to it. So that was one thing that you want to be mindful of if you go in the summer. The heat can feel very overwhelming. Another thing that we were not especially great at was hydrating with water, since you know we had all the fun drink options. You know, people kept getting like smoothies and juices and stuff. We definitely needed more water, but that was like an us thing. We needed to integrate that into our travel more. But yeah, if you have any questions on the resort or our experience, leave them below. This is again our first resort, and only my third time in Mexico, so I don't know a lot about anything beyond our experience, but if I can help answer any questions, I would love to do that. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!